Hello, I'm Cristela, and today I'm gonna do a soulmate reading based on fairy tale cards. If you're a fairy tale fan, I hope you can appreciate today's video. So with love and light, I will be sending a message from the universe and we'll look into the details of your future love life. Also remember that these are general readings, so not everything will apply to you. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. So we got here 3 choices. We got the first couple, Natsu and Lucy. Second is Gajil and Levi. Third is Gray and Juvia. So I also wanted to include Jalal and Erza, but they don't have any photos together, so I don't really do love readings, everything about romance. I am more career inclined, but I think this will be fun. Also, if you have other ships, I hope you can understand. After all, these are the main ships in the anime itself. So, once you pick something out of the tree, go to the description box for the timestamps and get on to your reading. So if you pick NALU, Natsu and Lucy, the precious ship of fairy tale, the main characters, this will be a reading. I'm just gonna put them right here. Then we'll start. I'm just gonna draw 3 cards. What scene do you like the most in fairy tale? Comment down below. I wanna know what's your favorite scene. I think my favorite was when Frosh appears. I don't know. Okay, well, I got here 4. Oh no, 5 cards. We'll take everything, even though I said 3. Maybe there are important messages here that we need to discover. Okay. So let's look into your cards. Are you ready? Got 2 of Clover. We got here King of Hearts. We got here also 7 of Hearts. Then we got a 10 of Hearts reverse. There's so many hearts here, so it's probably really a good relationship. We also have here 3 of Diamonds. So we'll go into details. 2 of Clover means there's a choice and a relationship between 2 people. So this is like really a confirmation, especially when it comes to passion. There's gonna be a partnership. Clover are all about passion, lovers. Those who are in love and passionate about life and finding something to live on, having that purpose to go on. And maybe you found that significant other, because this is a relationship and there is a choice or decision that is to be made. So be very wise on doing that. So we got here also the King of Hearts. There is a stable emotional relationship, which is great because the relationship seems mature, controlled. You're both responsible. There's enough experience from the both of you, or maybe even if you don't have any experience in relationships, this experience is gonna be worthwhile and worth having. This relationship is just really stable, as I can tell. So we got here also 7 of Hearts, and this relationship is very, as I've told here, there's a purpose, right? And it's really aligned with this card. because 7 is all about reflection and assessment of yourself and the relationship. Is it working? What is not working in this relationship? And then both of you are really working on it. Like, you're really reflecting your mistakes, you're making up for it, and you're moving forward without any hatred. That's what I can really tell. um, you're both very secured, you're both very comfortable, and you feel safe. You know, Natsu is Happy's guardian, right? They have a son and father relationship, even though Natsu is pretty childish, but like they can't live without each other. So probably in the relationship there is one childish person and there is one mature person, but the relationship is really stable, as it seems like here. And it's really wonderful to have that kind of relationship, so cherish that. So we got here the 10 of hearts in reverse. So 10 is the card of endings, completion, moving forward. But because it's in reverse, that will mean your relationship will not end easily and it will continue on. Maybe this is telling us that your relationship will continue as a marriage if both of you considers that. This card is like family, right? Because Natsu treats his guild, especially Lucy and Happy, as family. And finding your home, I think this card is what is that all about. Also, hearts are all about emotions, right? That means whatever you feel for that person, that love, it will not disappear, it will not vanish, it will continue to burn. The passion, the feelings you have for each other will continue on, it will not fade, and that's really beautiful. Okay, so I'm really loving your reading. So we got here the last card, 3 of diamonds. So in this card we got gray, and diamonds are actually the counterpart for its season is winter, and winter has ice. So like, this card really makes sense. So maybe there's an important change coming on winter season for the both of you. Also, 3 is a number of creativity and growth. Whatever choice or decision you made from maybe this card, where you had to make a decision, it resulted here, and there's really gonna be growth, for the better or for the worse. I don't think it says here, but there's an important growth happening, maybe for your relationship, maybe for either of you. But remember that you will not end your relationship, right? So there's a security that your relationship and your feelings will continue on. It's just that both of you or either of you are going to experience change and growth. Okay? As long as you communicate and work well with each other, and if you stay present, your relationship will be stable. Okay? Also, I think like an ice, if you did not take care of it, it will melt. And there's really a message here about creation, because 3 is the number of creation, and I just can hear the word create. You are creating something, or maybe your relationship is creating something. Also, gray has a spell called ice make. So maybe there's a change really undergoing your relationship. Maybe some of you are gonna have a baby, some of you are committing marriage, some of you are, making individual changes. So watch out for that. Also, I want you to watch out for the 13th day of the month, because this is 13 together and K is 13. Also watch out for number 3, because 13, 3, and 3, maybe those are your anniversaries, or yeah, any number here can be your anniversary, your relationship when it was established. I'm just gonna draw another card, like what can help your relationship. Okay, we get this one and this one. So we got here first gray. Wow, we also got gray. So maybe really ice or something is an important part of your relationship. Wait, I mean winter, the season. So we got here, it says endings are inevitable. Whoa. So I've told you that there's no ending for the both of you, right? But this card says true, that it is still inevitable. So whatever that's gonna happen for you, especially with the growth part that I'm saying here, maybe there's a relationship ending for some of you. So, and this also doesn't mean that it's really about your relationship for some of you. Maybe it's just a thing, a habit, a routine that you both guys have. So don't think too much about it. Life has its ups and downs, so there's gonna be really a time that we have to say goodbye with something. Maybe some of you will have pets together, and then somehow you will be parted from them, or maybe an important thing that you guys both created, and then you have to let go of it. So yeah, those are the things that you should watch out for, and remember that endings are inevitable, even though your feelings here will continue on. Okay, we got here Phoenix. How's that for a happily ever after? Wow, so you will rise from the ashes for this growth that's coming to you. So there will really gonna be a change or an ending that's coming. It's just your feelings that are not changing. However, even if something's gonna end, you will rise from the ashes, you will begin again, you will continue it. You will continue it on because you don't want something to end, and like that's really courageous of you. I can just feel you embodying Natsu, when he doesn't give up. And there's the smoke right here. It happens whenever after he battles with someone and then he defies fate, right? He doesn't let others go into his way and make sure to achieve his goals and protect his loved ones. So yeah, I hope you find that and you do that for your relationship. So that was your good reading. I hope you guys like it. Make sure to subscribe to watch out for more fairy tale related videos like this. I mean, not just fairy tale, even if you're just a normal viewer. I'm just making a lot of references because I'm a fan of fairy tale. If you haven't watched that, please do. That's a great anime. So yeah, bye. Hi guys, so if you picked this wonderful ship Gajil and GAJEVY, who are canon. This is gonna be your reading. Are you guys reading Fairy Tale 100 Year of Quest? Okay. For some of you who have already finished the anime, because it was said there that Gajil and Levi are expecting. I think she's pregnant. So we got already 3 cards. Now let's go into the detail of your tarot about your relationship. So we got here 7 of Spades with the Dragon Slayers and 10 of Diamonds and Joker, also known as the Fool in the original tarot card. So some of you will be very rational, instead of emotional. You will use your mind rather than your heart about this relationship, because like very a small few percentage of you experience sorrow and suffering, affliction in this relationship, and pain really comes with loving someone, and that's not bad at all. It's just that it's what people experience with being in a relationship. 7 is the number of reflection and assessment. So you will be looking on to what's working with this relationship, what's not working, what's not clicking, what's not connecting. Why is it like this? Why is the relationship dragging? Why is our relationship not working the way I wanted to? Things like that. You are at a crossroad and you have to think wisely. You have to use your wisdom. And I want also to emphasize the use really of your head rather than your heart here, because that will really help you in the process. You're gonna reach a vision of clarity and understanding as long as you took your time. Communicate well. It's integral that both of you should rethink about this before going through. Maybe some of you are gonna have a cool off or a small break, Wait, it's starting to rain. Can you hear it? Well, it's starting to rain hard, but I'm gonna continue. I hope you can still hear me. Okay, so I got here next 10 of diamonds. So there's gonna be an ending. For some of you, it will really lead to a breakup. You will need to move on by yourself. Some of you will experience a glow up after the breakup because, you've been really needing it. But some of you will restart a relationship and move on forward with a better outlook, with a better perception in the relationship. Like, the phrase, it's sweeter the second time around? Like, your relationship is gonna be that. If you decided to continue and restart what you have, okay? What's important is you've reached a certain respect for each other, better relationship really this time. And you've ended a phase of darkness, time of darkness. You decided to leave that in the past. So we got here, wow, it's all really leading up to a brand new start, because the Fool is a card of possibility. It's a, it's a card of nothingness. This is the starting line. Because a cycle has ended, something is gonna start soon. Maybe a new relationship, And as I've said, there's gonna be a restart for some of you who continued the relationship. You're gonna have a brand new outlook and perception of each other. You're gonna take care of each other more. And for some of you who decided to really break up and take care of yourself, there's a lot of potential possibilities. Um, it's not just about relationship, it's career, it's art, it's creativity, craft. There's so much possibilities because this is like the small particle in the Big Bang. From small little thing comes a big thing afterwards. Uh, some of you will enter into a reckless, flirtatious relationship without the need to be attached, no strings attached, just friends with benefits, just flings. And that's completely okay because there's a fire here. You will not lose that fire, you will not lose that determination, that attractiveness. It will only be the start. So I'm really happy for you because I think you're gonna find your happiness soon in a different light. So what can help you with your relationship? I'm just gonna draw cards. Also, make sure to look out for dates like 7. Okay, I'm just gonna take this one. It's because we got here 7, 7. Also zeros. Because I got here 10 and Joker is 0 technically. So we got here raindrops. It says, take a chance on them. Okay, for some of you who needs to rethink their decisions right here, this card is telling you to take a chance on them. Like, give them the second chance. Okay? Forget that painful thing in the past. Let your heart forgive. I know this is really difficult, so some of you will really break up, but some of you will restart, right? As I've said here. But know that despite being in the cold, being in the rain, knowing that you have someone with you and on that path, lighting it up, making sure that you're not alone, being secured, being safe, it's really priceless. Knowing that you have someone, even making a mistake, especially if you did not um, mean that to them, forgiving is really a special option when it comes to relationships. But either way, whatever chance the both of you chose, it will lead to a brand new start. And yeah, I'm really happy for you. So recap, like the Dragon Slayers, you are both overpowered by emotions, by your thoughts, and there's gonna be a battle, inevitable battle of internal, emotions and your relationships, and then you will end or restart, and you will experience a glow up, and then your potential will shine on this brand new path. Also, the universe wants you to take a chance on your other half. So, yeah, that was it. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to subscribe and see you again for more videos like this. Bye! Hello guys! So if you pick Juvia and Gray, Gruvia. Okay, this is gonna be your reading. I really love Juvia because she's not afraid to show her emotions, to express them. Okay, I'm gonna draw your cards. Let's see what's going to happen with your future relationship. This flew. Okay. Now let's go into the detail. This is 5 of club, this is 10 of diamonds, and this is 8 of hearts. Okay. 5 of clover, 5 of clubs. So 5 is the number of change, and there will certainly be a change that will help you refine your personality, that will help you grow. So you're very passionate, you're really a lover, you're very courageous like Natsu. You're not afraid to tell or express your feelings, as I've said, like GRUVIA. But 5 is facing conflicts, adventures, competitions, and most of the time it's about conflicts. So maybe there's gonna be a relationship problem. Despite you being courageous, it will be difficult for you to handle, especially because you're very passionate, right, about this relationship. You are hard-headed, or maybe you are usually controlled by your emotions, like you act without thinking, just like nuts. So that's why you sometimes get into fights with that significant other, with your soulmate. So however, fights are normal in a relationship. You both need that to grow, to learn. It's important that you meet halfway, even though there's differences and disagreements, because a perfect relationship, without fights, isn't like a relationship at all. Relationship is about making it work. So, okay, we got here also 10 of diamonds. For some of you, there will be a breakup, a relationship ending, because some of you can't reconcile with the changes. You can keep up, and the conflicts are just really getting bigger and bigger, and some of you would want to end it, and start anew as an individual, and improve by your own. Maybe it's you or your other half. And this end will brought upon change. Like, you will really improve on the time that you have to yourselves. You guys will move on from the pain, from the face of darkness, uh, from the material problems that you've been facing on the past when you were still in a relationship. But this can also mean balance and reconnection. So for some of you who managed to solve the conflict and restart a new adventure, who found this change as a way to grow and improve with each other, you will gain balance and reconnect in ways that you haven't had before. And that's like really for a few of you, because some of you will reach really an end. Okay, but that's not the end of your life. It can be really painful for both sides. Relationships are relationships. There are bridges to burn. Some of it are meant to end, some of it are meant to last. Okay, we got here the 8 of hearts. Okay, what does it what does the what does this tell me is that there's movement, there's speed, there's power. As you can see here, this card is very powerful. You can feel the raging emotions for the battle, for going into something that they fight for. The dragon slayers are using their powers to protect their loved ones, and you will do the same. You use your power, your ability, your skills to protect your feelings, your emotions, to protect that other half, to fight for them, to let them know what you feel. You are motivated because you don't want to lose something, and you have overwhelming feelings that you feel, and you feel like you can do anything for them. Maybe this is about a new relationship. Mostly for those who really broke up, I can tell this is more of like an individual thing. I think it's about your passion and your career. You're doing it for your family, maybe your siblings, maybe some friends, maybe other things. And for some of you who didn't like break up and really just restarted, this is where your love gets stronger. Because you've like both of you experience difficult things, right? So now here's where you're not afraid anymore. You're both willing to fight for your love. You're both willing to go on lengths and do what it takes to protect the relationship that you have. Okay, so anything can apply. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's check what can help your relationship. You got here voyage. Oh, it says here you already have all the answers. Okay, this is such a powerful message because you know this girl, right, is like seeking something, traveling all over the world to find answers, probably the mystery. But says here that you already have all the answers you need. Um, yeah, I really can tell that some of you are just afraid to face the problems. Okay, even though you're courageous, sometimes confronting the truth can be really hard. Okay, and I completely understand that, especially when it comes to relationships. And it's really hard to admit, especially if it's a painful truth. And I can just tell that you have so much love to give. You have so much energy to spend to let your partner know that you love them. But communication is really needed here. Okay? Make sure to communicate, to be open, so this is not just a one-sided fight. Okay, it's hard to fight if you're just the only one fighting. That's why there's like a fierce energy here, and then you mellow down, and then another fierce energy, because you really need to mellow down somehow, especially if your feelings needs to be reciprocated.